These were the gigs that have been making audiences laugh for generations. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stand-up comedy specials of all time.
Put this ring on your finger so people know we have an arrangement.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're ranking the most popular, influential, and of course, funniest specials from the world of stand-up comedy. Comedians from all decades will be considered, as long as they filmed a comedy special in front of a live audience. We're excluding comedy specials and audio-only specials at this time.
When we get home, I'm whipping your ass for putting me in that situation.
Number 10, Bill Hicks, Relentless.
A lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. You think when Jesus comes back, he ever wants to see a f***ing cross?
Bill Hicks' abrasive, no-filter style has often been imitated, but never duplicated. The Georgia native was a comedian's comedian, one whose satirical and transgressive approach served as a huge influence for future stars like Dennis Leary, while a CD with the same name captured his last show before his 1994 death. The Relentless show, released for home video, was filmed at a different time, during Montreal's Just for Laughs festival.
What did moths bump into before electric light bulbs were invented? That's what I want to know.
And it showcased the comic at the peak of his powers. Smart, sharp, and confident. Hicks never shied away from being brash and satirical with his work, caring less about laughs and more about challenging audiences every step of the way. And Relentless perfectly documents that.
I'm Bill Hicks, and I'm dead now. Because I smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes didn't kill me. A bunch of non-smokers kicked the shit out of me one night.
Number 9. Comedy Central presents Mitch Hedberg.
I'm gonna do an entire special not facing the camera.
Mitch Hedberg had a unique perspective on comedy, and a delivery that had fans dying of laughter in the aisles, or scratching their heads in confusion. Comedy Central presents Mitch Hedberg may have started out as simply another half hour of comedy from the channel's long-running series, but it ended up as an early showcase for one of stand-up's most promising stars.
Like wearing a turtleneck is like being strangled by a really weak guy.
The special was simple and to the point, broadcasting Hedberg's shy, stoner stage presence with a barrage of wordplay one-liners that were instantly quotable. Hedberg's 2005 death may have robbed the comedy world of his great potential, but at least we have these laughs to remember him by.
I taught myself how to play the guitar, which was a bad decision because I didn't know how to play it. So I was a shitty teacher.
Number 8, Sam Kinison, Breaking the Rules.
This one, guys.
Breaking the Rules was released right at the cusp of Sam Kinison's major mainstream success as the louder-than-hell voice of heavy metal comedy. The 1987 HBO special brought together all of the comedian's fantastic early material with a delivery, which by this point was honed to perfection.
We're giving you the money. How come there's no cure? Jesus, will you hurry up?
Breaking the Rules touched upon such taboo subjects as religion and necrophilia, while at the same time making the most of Kinison's early life as a Pentecostal preacher. Sam was all fire, brimstone, and hilarious anger, possessing an almost effortless connection with his audience that, even today, is absolutely remarkable.
I love those churches out there, man. I saw one the other day. It says, "We're the church where everybody's somebody, but Jesus is Lord."
Number 7, Robin Williams, live on Broadway.
And sweating like crazy up here right now, but it's HBO because it's live.
Robin Williams had nothing to prove when he released his 4th HBO special. The actor and comedian was already a certified star at this point, and long removed from his Mork and Mindy days. As such, Live on Broadway showcases a supremely confident Williams on stage in front of a ready and willing New York crowd.
And if you're ever in Amish country and see a man with his arm buried in a horse's ass, that's a mechanic. Remember that.
Robin touches upon then topical subjects like Michael Jackson and Anne Heche, but it's Williams' observational humor and natural delivery that are the real gold. Live on Broadway is all manic and relentless energy, a portrait of a comedic artist that makes his absence all the more poignant today.
Irie man, Jamaica would never make an atomic bomb. They may make an atomic bomb.
Number 6, Louis C K Shameless. Okay, we'll address the elephant in the room. In 2017, Louis C K confirmed multiple reports of sexual misconduct, tarnishing his reputation as one of the great comedians of his generation. However, taken on its own merits, his 2007 stand-up special Shameless still resonates as a prime example of CK's power as a comedic auteur.
Nobody wants to blow a guy and then go to IKEA with him all day. That's not fun.
Many comics have reflected upon the minutiae of everyday life, but none has done so with quite the same skill.
When you're all looking at each other going, like a silent movie of impatient people, you know.
Louis is a master of redirection, starting down such normal paths as marriage and parenthood, but ending up with punchlines that are revealing and dark, yet simultaneously side-splitting. It's a wonder to behold, and essential viewing for anyone interested in the art and pathos of comedy, who can get past the general ickiness that is.
I love to shit. It's my favorite thing. I don't know why they call it number 2. I think it's easily the best one. In my book, it's number 1.
Number 5, Richard Pryor, live in concert.
And I always had to box them dudes that looked like they just killed their parents.
Choosing the best of Richard Pryor's work is a difficult task, but live in concert ranks up there not only in Pryor's enviable career, but also among the finest stand-up performances of all time by anyone.
Sit your ass down.
Pryor's influence as a comedian cannot be understated, and Live in Concert showcases Richard at the height of his prowess as a cultural commentator and storyteller. Sure, it's profane as hell and not the least bit politically correct, but it's also a hilarious and vital moment of the man's career, and is an essential part of any proper comedy education.
You're not gonna leave her till you piss in that bottle. And you never can piss. You ever tried it? So can you turn on some water, please?
Number 4, Chris Rock, Bring the Pain.
If OJ drove a bus, he wouldn't even be OJ. He'd be Orenthal, the bus-driving murderer.
He may be a household name in comedy today, but it was a slightly different story when Rock shot his second HBO special, Bring the Pain. The performance solidified the inimitable Rock delivery we know and love, and also shot the comedian into the public eye, completely rebounding his career.
You know what a platonic friend is to a woman? It's like a dick in a glass case.
Chris didn't shy away from anything in Bring the Pain, commenting on touchy subjects like race with a voice that was both humorous and furious. Rock would double down only 2 years later with Bigger and Blacker, a performance that only echoed the comic's status as one of the premier stand-up voices of his generation.
I'm at Kenny House. That's a man's lie. A woman's lie is like, it's your baby.
Number 3, On Location, George Carlin at USC.
I mean, most of the time ass is all right. On television, you can say, well, you've made a perfect ass of yourself tonight. But you can't say, you half-ass.
George Carlin was a true wordsmith, a man whose usage of the English language was honed to a razor's edge and a hunter's accuracy. Live at USC was Carlin's first HBO special, and as such, he was basically exploring what could be considered new territory in 1977.
Go into the supermarket in the head neighborhood and take a look at the cookie section, man.
In fact, network execs were so worried about Carlin's famous 7 dirty words bit that they actually froze the feed and included a message informing audiences about the language used before continuing with the special. It may seem quaint today, but this is just a small example of how much impact Carlin had as one of comedy's finest voices.
You can't say, you can say teats. Teats is okay if you're on at 5 in the morning and a cow is your guest.
Number 2, Dave Chappelle, Killin Them Softly.
Can't have no cokehead president. He be selling nuclear secrets for $20, $30 and shit.
Before Chappelle's show turned him into a household name, Dave Chappelle was slaying audiences with his inaugural HBO special, Killin Them Softly. Comedy ages, and some specials don't hold up, but Killin Them Softly is just as funny today as it was back in 2000. A real and honest collection of material from one of modern comedy's defining voices.
Yeah, Oscar. You're a grouch. It's like, bitch, I live in a f***ing trash can.
The voices of Richard Pryor and Red Fox echo loudly in Chappelle's work, while his delivery is smooth and conversational like a close friend. Killin Them Softly is low-key and unassuming, but like all great comedy, it's also personal, real, and honest.
David, we need to talk.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
3 things
you could see from the outer space. You could see the Great Wall of China. You could see the Grand Canyon. You could see Oprah Winfrey's ass. Those are three.
I'm not into that one night thing. I think a person should get to know someone and even be in love with them before you use and degrade them.
Are there any Asians or blacks in the back? That's gonna be the name of the DVD. That's it. That's the name.
Number 1, Eddie Murphy, Delirious.
When I say go, everybody whip out their dick and go.
Is there any stand-up special as popular or influential as Eddie Murphy's Delirious? This 1983 performance turned Murphy into a legitimate comedy badass, a rock star decked out in iconic red leather.
I wish I was a slave. I would somebody up.
Eddie already made serious waves during his tenure on Saturday Night Live, but Delirious was when the stars aligned just right, and Murphy truly broke out into the mainstream. Although the AIDS and homosexuality material hasn't exactly aged well, Delirious on the whole is something combustible and cosmic. A perfect storm of look, talent, and delivery that has rarely been equaled by any comic past or present. Goonie goo goo to you, good sir.
Because all you have to do is sing and something about singing. That's the business. You sing, women go crazy. Because Mick Jagger is an ugly motherfucker.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.